guys, Tbo2 here, back with another episode of my TARDIS tutorial. This episode we're going to be doing the block display exterior for the TARDIS. Block displays are a nice alternative to falling blocks. They are considerably less laggy, which I know was a severe problem with my previous TARDIS map. So yeah, I'm going to show you this cool little alternative. Display entities were added in 1.19.4. So yeah, let's begin. So you'll want to start with a command block that is going to summon one of those display entities at the TARDIS's position. Now a display entity can be summoned like this. Execute as at e name equals TARDIS at s, meaning we're summoning it at the TARDIS's position. You are going to need an entity to summon this at because block displays do summon at an offset, but I will show you how to work with that later on. And then you're going to say run, execute, summon, Minecraft block display, and then you're going to write run data merge entity at s, and basically what we're doing is we're going to run a data command basically within the same command as a means of summoning it with these properties. Merge entity at s, open curly brackets, and then first we're going to do tags just so that we can target this entity a bit easier, and the tags we're going to put on are going to be within square brackets, and you just want to put some parentheses, and then I just put chameleon because these obviously are used in the chameleon circuit, comma, and then you're going to put block state. Now this will actually say what the block looks like, very similar to falling blocks, and then colon, open curly bracket, name, colon, open parentheses, and then you're just going to write the name of your block, which in this case is a cactus. Now I'll show you what these transformation things do in a moment, but if you were to just close your curly brackets right now, this is what would happen when you pull the lever. It would summon your cactus just like this. Now, how is it 2 blocks tall? Well, that is actually where transformation bit comes into play, but we will get to that in a moment. First, I just want to cover how it is perfectly aligned, not with the block, but with the armor stand entity. But normally these block displays do summon at a 0.5 block offset, so it'll be like here, for example, instead of being centered. And how do we offset that? We do that with a teleport command. So you'll just do another command block, which is on repeat and always active. And this is just doing execute as at e name equals TARDIS at s, run tp at e tag equals chameleon. And you're going to do a tilde tilde tilde, meaning relative to the TARDIS's location. And we're just negative 0.5 on the x and negative 0.5 on the z. And that will counteract the offset so that it is now centered around the entity, as you can see by the name. So yeah, back to that transformation thing that makes it 2 blocks tall. That is extremely helpful because you can actually stretch these block entities to basically whatever size you want without having to use multiple. So with a falling block, we would have had to use 2 different falling blocks here. And with this, we only need 1 entity. So how do we do that? Well, within our command, we had our data merge area. We want to add in this transformation area here. So right after block state name cactus, and we close our first curly bracket, we want to do comma, transformation, colon, open curly bracket, scale, colon again. And then inside of these square brackets is where we're going to put our 3 dimensions for transformation. The 1.00f refers to 1 block, and this is in order of x, y, and z. So that would mean that 1 refers to 1 block x, 1 block z, but there are 2 blocks in the y, which is why it is 2 blocks tall. Obviously, if we were to change one of these others to 2, for example, it would change it like that and make it a bit wide. It looks a little strange now. Now, obviously, these summon commands are going to be related to something like a chameleon circuit, for example. So let's say you had some kind of chameleon circuit system hooked up to this. It would obviously be summoning this entity with this command, obviously. But then once that chameleon circuit option is swapped to another one, you would want to kill the entity, so you would put a redstone torch here, which would activate when this is off, and it would do kill at e tag equals chameleon. And yeah, you just want to do that probably before you summon your next entity, because unlike falling blocks, these don't just naturally despawn. You do need to kill them with a kill command. And I wanted to show you another thing you can do with transformation and scale properties. So I have this one here, and this is just a mini version of the same cactus. You can see it still looks like it's the same proportions basically, but you know, it's tiny now. So yeah, we go in here and I've changed the scale. So 0.5 on the X and Z and 1 on the Y, basically just making this whole thing reduced in half. And yeah, it's a very small cactus now. So yeah, you can play with the transformation and scale mechanics as much as you like to really make this look really cool if you'd like. Now, one thing about changing these though is you will have to change your teleport to offset the offset, because obviously with the changing of size, you're also going to change where the center of the entity is. So in this case, for this small cactus, I've given it a different tag so that we can target it, and we just have -.25 instead of -.5. And then, yeah. And one final example I'd like to show you is this, which is a police box. And yeah, we have a 2-block tall entity of blue terracotta, and we have a tiny little mini lantern. And yeah, this just comes to show that there are so many different possibilities with this. And how do we do this? Well, basically, we just have 2 different summon commands for the terracotta, which obviously has a scale like this, and we have our other one for the lantern. So I did give the lantern a different tag so that we can target it with a different teleport command, because obviously it's going to be in a different place than this current terracotta block here. So this is the teleport command for the lantern, and as you can see, we're just doing the same thing, except we're teleporting at E tag equals chameleon3, because we're going to give it a different tag so that we can target it. And then as you can see, we have some slightly different coordinates. Because this is a small block like that cactus was, we're doing -.25, but then for a Y we're doing 2, so that it ends up on top just like this. Now obviously you can take this to another level, and you could add various different signs and all the different details on the windows, just like I did with my falling block TARDIS, except in this case you'll be able to change the size and just have a lot more freedom. Now I believe there's a couple other things you can do with block displays as well, but I think those are going to be up for you to explore. So yeah, this has been how to use block display entities for a TARDIS exterior. Hope you all enjoyed. I've been Tbo2. Be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Tbo2at, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tbo2at, to join my Discord, and lastly, to have a nice day. Goodbye.